Do estate agency bosses train their staff enough? Talk to me.
I think we'd have to say no.
Okay.
And this is something that is really, really frustrates me, because 33 years ago, Gerald Probert, who was my first ever branch manager, business owner actually.
Because you've been through everything. You've been corporate. You've owned your own agency. Yeah. You've sold that business. You went for a franchise. You're now in charge of a guild with 800 branches. There can't be many people in the UK that have had that sort of CV, mate.
No, well, thank you. And yeah, I've enjoyed my time as well. It's an industry that I love, and I'm very passionate about it. So I really do like it.
But you must have seen some right howlers when it comes to training, though.
Yeah. So the worst howler of training that I've ever seen is the training that doesn't take place. Because I can't understand any organisation that would allow their colleague to go out into an environment without any training. So you wouldn't go on a plane with a pilot that doesn't know how to fly, okay, or under a surgeon's knife without an expert being there at hand. And this is a sector that needs expertise. So we claim that we are experts in the field, but in a recent survey, and I did do a survey of quite a lot of people, when I asked them very basic questions about finance and transaction, etc.
Yep.
The results were pretty poor.
Why do you think we are poor at training? I mean, you go to Australia,
yeah,
and there's a conference of a few thousand estate agents, and all the negs and the valuers have actually paid for their own ticket to be there.
Yeah.
Is it the negs and valuers' fault for not taking personal responsibility? Is it the boss's fault because they're in their ivory towers?
I think there's an element of both. So I think it is perception. It's the perception of value, isn't it? So there has to be a link between training and return of investment. Of course, why would we do it at any time? But in the olden days, Countrywide was famed for its training.
Yes, it was.
So, and I was a person that went in 1989 when I first joined Countrywide, and the training was exceptionally good, and you get people off the back of it. Nowadays, I think there's a conflict between what is the right training to give. Is it legislation and compliance, or is it sales performance? So there's probably a bit of a challenge between the two.
Or actually doing it.
Or actually doing it in the first place, yeah. The answer is both are needed. But it is fundamentally important, because if you were to ask any member of the general public what would they expect from their professional estate agent, they would expect knowledge. They'd expect knowledge of transaction, knowledge of local marketplace, and advice. And if you were to link the training versus fee, I haven't done this, but if you were to do it, I bet the two are inextricably linked in terms of the amount of time that's spent as a sector on training and the current erosion of fee.
Well, you must come across a lot of MDs in the guild. You must see a link between the ones that offer a lot more training to their staff and how successful they are.
Yeah, and the link is undeniable. Okay. So one of the things that we're doing at the guild is, from a training perspective, is three formats actually. So we've got compliance with Paul Offley. So there's a digital platform with video content, with blogs, and all those sorts of things from a compliance perspective. That's really important to us. We've got the digital platform from the legislation and compliance piece, which is our associate scheme, with lots of video content and lots of quizzes that make it quite fun. So it's all really good. And then in the field, because I think field training is hugely important, each regional manager of mine has 2 events per month where they go out to their locations within their territories, within their regions, and they train members free of charge, included within the membership.
I was about to say it's going to cost a couple of...
No, free, it's included. So our members pay a membership, and so we go and take them to a location.
Hold on, you're training your people for free?
Yeah, twice a month. So you just have to talk to their regional manager, and they'll update
what sort of training are we talking about here? Is this for negs and valuers?
2 formats. There is the power of the guild and the power of Park Lane, and how you actually utilise it and get commercial advantage from it. All of the systems that we've got. There's 38 services in the guild. I mean, it would cost you £3,500 a month to pay for all of the services independently, and they get it for a bargain price of £395.
Special price.
Indeed. So the guild, but we're also doing sales training. I personally go out to our key accounts, which are branches more than four or five members per branch, and I personally train the listers. in how to go and win instructions and how to present price and how to get a better fee and all of those sorts of things.
Sounds priceless. Probably we could go into a lot more detail in another video. Is that all right?
Sounds good. Cheers.